Hey everybody, Adam here for True North Wilds, and this is the October unboxing of the RLM Elite Pike box. RLM Elite from Simple Fishing, simplefishing.ca if you want to check them out. They got the pike box, they got multi-species bass, walleye, all kinds of stuff. If you like what you see there, use promo code TrueNorth, save yourself a little bit of money. I'm pretty excited about this box because, for one, there's not a lot of movement going on right here, and that usually means it's packed pretty full with some big baits. And two, because Simple Fishing told me they were really excited about this box, and when they're excited about a box, that usually means it's pretty good. So when they're excited, I'm excited. So, not much else to say. Without further ado, let us open this up. While I'm doing that, don't forget, you can check us out on Facebook, facebook.com/TrueNorthWilds, on Instagram, @TrueNorthWilds, and of course our blog site, TrueNorthWilds.com. Yeah, this box is definitely packed. Holy. Okay. So it's always a good sign when the box pops up when you take the cover off of it, because it is so packed full. So of course we got the literature. Happy Halloween sticker, I really like that sticker. I always like stickers. The promo card explaining their social media contests, things like that. The Elite Angler magazine, which might have somebody on there that you may recognize. On the front page, as well as an article, also written by somebody you may recognize, and a couple other tips and tricks and contests, and of course the what's in the box. So, all good stuff there. Moving on to the box itself. Get the noisy stuff out of the way first. Oh wow, that is... Okay, here's what I'm looking at right now. It's a lot of stuff. First up, I'm going to go for the biggest because it is sticking out there right in my face. Tackle Industries Nibbler, 8-inch model, 4 3/4 ounce musky pike bass swim bait. This thing is massive. Wow. So Tackle Industries makes some pretty nice big baits. I've gotten a few from them before, mainly in the Simple Fishing Pike box, which, unlike any other box, is going to give you big, massive musky and pike baits just like this one. This thing is cool. It's a big rubber swim bait. Really nice color on it. Really nice lifelike pattern. It's a nice trout pattern. I think that's a rainbow trout. I don't know my trout all that well. California rainbow trout. Look at that. Big, beefy paddle tail on it. Just beefy plastic. Wow. Big hooks on it. Obviously you need big hooks. If you're throwing this, you're going for big fish. In my case, big northern pike. It's exactly what you want. This is the exact size of lure that you want to throw for a big predator fish. Musky pike, big bass. Swim baits are super popular for largemouth bass. I know that just from watching YouTube and the fishing shows and stuff. We don't have largemouth around here. This isn't something that I would throw for smallmouth. They don't go after big lures like this. But absolutely, walleye. If I can get onto a spot with some nice big walleye, because the walleye around here, you know, a master angler trophy around here is 28 inches. People regularly pull in the greenbacks in the fall. 28, 29, 30, 31 inch long walleye. So that size of a fish is a predator that'll absolutely go after a lure this size. And of course, for my purposes, the big northern pikes. I absolutely love big lures like this. It's not super stretchy, but it feels beefy. And like I said, it's got, I don't know if it's coating on it, a clear coat of some sort, but it feels really tough. I think that'll resist tooth marks. So big toothy pike, musky, big walleye, I think that'll resist pretty well. Absolutely excited to get something like this. I love throwing big lures. Big lures for big fish, you have to. So I'm really excited about that. Moving on. Okay, so from Chase Baits, it's a pop tail, floating, jointed, I don't know what this would actually be called as far as a style, but the color is the Drunken Mullet. from Australia. Chase bait's from Australia. I don't think I've gotten anything from them before. This is a really cool lure. So it's a hard bait. Little bit of a rattle in there. And it's jointed, obviously. It's got the two segments, but it's also got this separate tail section which spins. So it's a floating lure. I imagine it'll dive slightly under the surface. You might get it an inch or so under the surface in order to get that tail prop action. And I imagine this leaves just a huge wake of water behind it. Especially with that jointed, that little bit of a swim action there. It's not a wide range of movement, but it's enough that you'll get a bit of a tail action. When you include that propeller action in it, it's going to make this big wake behind it, and of course that's going to attract a lot of top strikes. Again, bass are going to go crazy for this if you have largemouth bass around. Smallmouth bass, this is appropriate size, and again, pike, catching pike on the surface with a lure like this is so much fun. It's a lot easier using this style of lure, this sort of hard bait style with the treble hooks on the bottom for pike surface fishing. As much fun as it is to catch pike on surface frogs, it's hard to hook them that way. The hanging trebles, you really increase your hookup rate as for surface fishing for pike with that style. So that's a really cool lure, nice bright color, it'll definitely attract them. I'm really excited to give that a try. Unfortunately, this will be a lure that I have to wait until spring to use. But there's nothing wrong with building up the arsenal. So moving on, another hard bait, the Rebel JTD Minnow in gold and black. So this looks like a nice big jerk bait, stick bait, however you want to call it. It doesn't really say much about it on the package. It doesn't say a dive depth of any sort, or at least not on the package. Let's take a look. If I can get it untangled from the package, there we go. So it definitely has a diving bill. It says floater on it. So this will be a floating bait. It'll rise up, but it will dive because it has the diving bill. So I'm guessing it goes down to maybe 4 feet, maybe 3-4 feet, that sort of range. Maybe a little deeper, it's hard to say until I test it. So I'm guessing it'll dive down to whatever depth, and then you can let it sit and it'll float. Or you can let it sit and float on the surface, twitch it down a foot or two, let it rise up to the surface. Nice sharp hooks, that's why I was getting tangled up in the packaging. And it's got the jointed tail. And this joint actually has a fair range of motion, up and down and side to side. So as it's diving, you'll get a nice big range of motion side to side. As you're pulling it horizontal, you'll get that side to side. And of course the color is just a nice, good standard baitfish color. Baitfish pattern with the dark top and then the flashy side and then the pale body. It's your standard baitfish pattern that is just proven over and over again to have predators go after it. I like the eyes on it. They're not flashy reflective eyes. They're solid yellow with a black pupil, which is something you don't see too often. It's nice to have see something different instead of just the standard silver eye. So that's kind of neat. And it matches the gold body as well and everything. So all in all, a really nice lure. Same idea. I'm not going to be able to use this probably until spring because I'm pretty much done fishing now until ice fishing. So I'm looking forward to trying that out. That's going to be a good lure. That'll catch, same idea, it'll catch smallmouth bass around here. It'll catch walleye for sure. Walleye love that gold pattern, and that's the right size for walleye, and absolutely pike will go after that. Some terminal tackle, so a little package of Mustad Kirby hooks in size 4. Terminal tackle, always good to get. Okay, another, let's see, these I am very familiar with. We have the Zombie Max from Lucky Bug, luckybugLures.com. Check them out. They got probably 50 different colors that you can get this Zombie Max in. So I don't have this color yet. I have a bunch of Zombie Maxes. I don't have this color. This is a really cool color. And of course the Zombie Max, you can watch some of my other videos where I talk about them. Perfect pike fishing lure. The joint The joints on this, the fabric joints inside, give it such a silky smooth action when it goes through the water. You would have a hard time telling it's a fishing lure if it was to just swim past your boat. They're very, very lifelike. This is one of the bigger sized ones, which is nice, obviously, for pike. It has a really, most of the weight is in the front end towards the head, so it has a nice diving action. You can actually vertically jig these if you are so inclined, because they'll dive and they'll have a nice dive pattern, and then you can jig them up and let them dive again. And the action works in any direction that you're retrieving it, whether you're going up and down or whether you're retrieving it side to side. The action is always going to give you that nice silky smooth movement. So Zombie Max, fantastic lures. I'm happy that they include these. I always love getting these, especially because there's such a huge variety of colors that I always get colors that I don't have yet. The color on this is awesome. I love this pattern. I don't know what it's called. Doesn't say what it's, oh, it does say it's called Precious. So whatever that means. But you got the nice silver belly, and it's a bright flashy silver with a reflective paint. And then the top is this sort of neutral green color base with the black spots. It's just a really nice, unique pattern. What sets it apart from sort of other patterns is it has this nice bright red line along the side. Just gives it that little bit of pop, and it separates the neutral top color from the flashy bottom color with this nice splash of red. Really, really nice lure. I love Zombie Max lures. I love the Lucky Bug lures. I'm always happy to get these in the pike box. Alright, last up, we have some plastics. So one of the things you'll notice is this is a box full of hard baits and one package of plastics. Whereas some other boxes you see, you get mostly plastics and a few hard baits. It's one of the great things about the RLM Elite boxes. It's always stuffed full of hard baits and things other than plastics. So it's really nice to get that value. And then the plastics that they do include, I mean, these things are amazing. X-Zone Mega Swammer. Mega Swammer. 5.5 inch. Big, beefy plastics. It's got that X-Zone scent on it, that chemically sort of sweet scent. Big, beefy paddle tail. The colors on this are awesome. Nice fall colors. Orange, it reminds me of outside right now where all the leaves have changed color. Dark green with black speckles on the top, which I really like. I like the fact that it's that neutral color, but it has all that speckling in. It just gives it that little bit of a pattern. And then of course the orange belly gives it that little bit of flash and stands out. These things are chunky. It doesn't say a whole lot. They are the Mega Swammer Perch color. And like I said, just chunky. They have a little bit of a ribbed body on the side here. Of course, they got the gaps in the belly for hooking it up with the wide gap hooks if you want to go weedless. For me, I usually just throw a long shank jig head on here, so I like to have my hook sitting right about here, and I just retrieve it using a jig head. But there's all kinds of ways you can rig up plastics like this. I like the profile from the top of this. I like that sort of diamond profile fading into this big, like fairly big paddle tail relative to the size of the lure. So I like that. And like I said, beefy plastic. It doesn't feel like it's going to be in any danger of ripping. It's not super stretchy, but again, just like the swim bait, it has that nice, chunky, tough feel to it. The plastic is very, very firm. It feels like it can stand up to some abuse. I'm looking forward to trying that out. I love getting new, unique plastics. I get so many plastics throughout all the boxes that when I get something new and different like this, it always makes me really excited. So that's really cool. That's the box for October. I can see why they were excited about this box. This box, as far as pike boxes go, is one of the better ones that I've gotten from Simple Fishing. I dare say this is the best pike box yet, to be honest. When you get a box that you're subscribing to, and you know that they have to keep costs reasonable, but still give you a value for what you're paying, you know, you can kind of understand when they go with more plastics or if they go with more of a standard selection of lures. But when you get a box like this that is huge swim bait, high quality swim bait, these massive Lucky Bug jointed swim baits like the Zombie Max. Super unique, floating popper twister style from a new company that I've never heard of, you know, and then big chunky plastics on top of that, and the other stuff that you got. Like, it's a huge selection of stuff here. I'm really happy with this box. As I said, I think this is their best pike box yet. I cannot wait to get some of these things into the water as soon as possible. Unfortunately, most of this is going to have to wait till spring for me. I'll probably be able to use the plastics through the ice. I'll probably be able to vertically jig this a little bit through the ice if I can get into one of the areas that I'm thinking. Other than that, most of these are going to wait till spring, but I'm absolutely excited for spring to come and for me to get back out on the kayak. I know I'm going to catch some monsters on lures like this. So, good job, Simple Fishing, as usual. Let me know down below in the comments what you guys think of this. If you're as excited about this box as I am, what you guys think about these huge swim baits. If anybody's used these Australian brand chase bait lures, let me know how they've worked out for you. I'm kind of disappointed that I have to wait till spring to try them out, but they look really neat. So all that fun stuff, feedback down below is always appreciated. Don't forget to like and subscribe down there. It really helps me out a lot for the channel. We recently passed 700 subscribers, so big thank you to everybody for continuing to watch and all the comments and likes and everything that I continue to get on my videos. It's very much appreciated. If you're not already, don't forget you can follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/TrueNorthWilds, on Instagram at TrueNorthWilds, and of course our blog site, TrueNorthWilds.com. Thanks for watching, and as usual, I'll see you outside.